Hello, everyone. My name is Max Kempton. I'm joined by Gus Dodge, and we are with Strategic Retirement Partners, or SRP for short. So, one thing we have been noticing as we are out doing education is that many people do get confused between what an IRA is versus what a 401k is. So, today we are going to talk about the main differences between these two different accounts. So people tend to use these terms interchangeably, but they're actually pretty different. First off, who offers it? That's the easiest way to tell them apart. A 401k comes through your employer. And if you're working somewhere that offers a 401k, you are going to enroll through the company. Meanwhile, an IRA is something that you open on your own. It's totally individual, hence it being called an IRA or an individual retirement account. And you typically go through a financial institution like a brokerage or a bank to get started on an IRA.
Now let's talk some contribution limits for 2025. A 401k lets you put in up to $23,500 for the year. And if you're 50 years or older, you get into what's called a catch-up contribution, which brings that total up to $31,000. Now, what's new for this year in 2025 is that there's now a special catch-up contribution. So if you are in between the ages of 60 and 63, that's going to bring your contribution total limit up to $34,750. Now, 401ks are pretty generous when it comes to contribution limits. IRAs, on the other hand, are capped at a way lower contribution limit. For 2025, $7,000 if you're under 50 and $8,000 if you're 50 years or older. So one big difference between an IRA and a 401k is how much you can contribute to that account.
Yeah, that's right. And another thing is that both of them give you different tax options. And this is where a lot of people actually do get tripped up on. You can do either pre-tax or Roth in both a 401k and an IRA. Now, this is something that I hear a lot of the times is that when someone says Roth, people automatically think Roth IRA, but that's not always the case. You can have a Roth 401k too. Roth just means you pay taxes on the money now rather than later when you take it out in retirement. And that option exists in both account types, 401ks and IRAs.
Now, when it comes to employer match, this is where 401ks have a clear advantage. A lot of employers will match a portion of what you contribute to the plan with their own money, which is essentially free money. Now, we like to think about this as free money, but we know it's really not since you guys are working very hard for your money. But you're not going to find that with an IRA. Since you are opening it individually, there is no employer involved, which means there is no employer match, unfortunately.
And lastly, here's the investment options. With a 401k, you're limited to whatever's in your employer's plan. That could be really a mix of mutual funds or target date funds, but the list is usually pretty short. In contrast, an IRA does give you a wider open field in terms of investments. You can invest in stocks, bonds, ETFs, and more. You really do get a lot more flexibility with how your money is invested in an IRA.
So just kind of looking at the big picture now, both accounts are very good tools. A 401k is often the first step towards saving for retirement, especially if you have access to one, especially when there's an employer match being available. An IRA can be a great way to save even more and have a more kind of investment control. Now, just remember, Roth is not exclusive to IRAs. It's a tax treatment, not a type of account.
Yeah. And really, hopefully, this helps clear things up. Really, between these two accounts, it's the same goal. They're just different tools. And using both wisely can seriously boost your retirement game. So, just like to thank you all for watching. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you.
Thanks.